Hello everyone, Jamarcus here, and I'm here with a new league. This is the Mafia Draft Championship, which is Kiyoma's new flagship draft league. Now that Mafia is over in SPDA, so he's got his own thing going on now. And I've joined two of his divisions. This one is the Ubers division, heavyweight. I'm also in middleweight, which is the regular division, which you'll see another draft analysis for. So, it's Ubers. I've never played Ubers before. Should be a good time though. I'll let you take a look at the board just so you see what's going on. So here are the top Ubers. Uh, Arceus, there's only one of them, and you have to pick the typing when you draft it. Terra Captains are like mid-tier, but there are some standouts like King Gambit and Mew are allowed. It is three types, not free Terra, so I think Mew struggles a little bit more with that, but still some very good Terra Captains. Um, and then the rest aren't nearly as good, like Salamence is allowed as well. No like Zerud or Raging Bolt or anything though. I got 16th pick in Ubers, which I feel like is the worst meta to get 16th pick in, because you really want to get one of these best Ubers. So I was expecting more like Dialga to make it back to me, which no one even drafted it. But I was thinking like Dialga, Flutter Mane. I saw OG Albina win with that duo, and I thought it looked pretty good. So I was thinking I'd end up with that. But something made it back to me that I didn't think should make it back to me. Kyogre somehow made 15 picks, and I decided, hey, I'm gonna go for Kyogre. I'm gonna make a rain team. So I did. Uh, and on the wheel, I picked up Kyogre and then Palafin. I've never used Palafin. I wanted to try it out, and I think on rain is one of the best ways to use it, especially when your rain setter's a Kyogre and not a Pelipper. So Kyogre Palafin should be a pretty fun offensive duo, hard to switch into. And at this point, I was like, okay, do I take this seriously or do I meme? Should I do the water type, the mono water type? And I ended up actually doing that. So we picked up Kyogre already, not Koraidon, that guy's banned. Kyogre and Palafin, and then I decided we're doing mono water. Because we're doing mono water, I don't have a lot of options at great speed tiers. There's Greninja, which I'm not in a rush to use. I just finished using it in DDL. What other water types are incredibly fast? Not counting Swift Swim. I couldn't think of much beside Iron Bundle. So I picked up Iron Bundle. I think it actually fits the team very well. It gives me a very great speed tier in Ubers. Faster than Qianpao and Flutter Mane, which are both allowed. So having something faster than that is fantastic. It also helps me against all the water absorb mons. Like Ogerpon Wellspring would destroy a mono water team, but this guy Freeze Dry kills it, and it's faster. Also helps out against like Gastrodon, Water Absorb Claude, and Quagsire. Should be pretty helpful. And on this second wheel pick, I figured, there's a lot of good psychic types in Ubers. There's quite a few decent ghost types as well. So I think having a dark type would be great. I also want hazards. So I pick up Samurott Hisui. Gives me priority, gives me another pivot, gives me Ceaseless Edge, of course, hoping I don't miss too many of those, but we'll see. Encore, I love Encore. That's my second Encore user alongside Iron Bundle. Pretty good coverage, and it has knockoff, which is big. I had no knockoff so far. Um, and I've got finished, or not quite finished, but I'm using a team right now, horse draft, with no knockoff, and I hate it, so having knockoff will be nice. And hazards and spikes. It's already going better than horse team, although defensively it's going to be a bit more of a struggle. Okay, so I got my top four. I need to start getting some more type variety. I want to get a grass resist, or at least a neutral, and an electric resist, or at least a neutral. So I pick up something that I feel like was necessary for the team. I wanted Tentacruel because I wanted removal. It gives me more knockoff. It would be my third base 100 Speedmon, but I think that'd be fine. But someone took Tentacruel. So I picked up the next best thing in, not Tentacruel, I started typing that, Toxapex. Toxapex and Ubers, classic. Um, Gotta love it. This is actually my first Terra captain. The way my team ended up being is that I had a lot of Pokemon that were a little too high of points to be Terra captains. These top 4 can't be Terra captains, and I got another Pokemon still that was too high of points to be a Terra captain. So Toxapex. We're Terra Fairy, Terra Steel, and what else did I pick? I don't remember. Let me find it. The Terra Grass. So Terra Fairy and Steel helps out against all the good dragons because I didn't get Empoleon, so no Steel type, and I had a Zoomerol. It was actually my next pick after Toxapex, but I dropped it for something, and I'll explain that in a second. No Primarina either. So Toxapex is my dragon answer with Terra Fairy and Steel, and then I have Terra Grass to help out against electric types and ground types, which are also very good into my team because I did not get a ground resist, which is questionable. So my next pick was a Zoomerol, but I ended up dropping it for Swampert instead. I was thinking maybe I'll draft Gastrodon, maybe I'll draft Quagsire. I wanted Quagsire, I got taken. But I'm taking Swampert instead. Swampert is my only Stealth Rocker. I did not get another one. Also gives me knockoff, also gives me slow flip turn, which is really nice for Iron Bundle and Palafin. Gives me an electric immunity, which I really needed. I didn't have one up until now, especially with Azumarill. Okay, speaking of that other Pokemon that was too high of points to make a Terra Captain, I would have loved to tear this Pokemon, but I could not. I didn't have any removal. Tentacle got sniped from me, so and then I wanted Terra Blastoise. Terra Blastoise was my next idea, but then that also got taken. That's why Toxapex is now my Terra Captain. So I ended up getting Quaquaval. I was surprised this thing was still on the board. I thought I was just going to have no removal. But then I saw it was still on the board. I'm like, okay, I got to get it. But it was like 20 picks away from me. I thought there was no way I'm getting this thing. But it made it back. So it worked out pretty nicely. Gives me removal. It's kind of like a little bit of a faster Swampert. Knockoff, flip turn. Also U-turn. It has a Roost, one of the only few Pokemon on my team with reliable recovery outside of Toxapex. I'm not planning on using it defensively, to be honest. I'm planning on clicking Aqua Step. Very busted move. Close combat hits really hard. Triple Axle coverage. Should be fun to use. I used it for like half a season in Nat decks, and I really loved it, so should be fun here as well. Alright, I've been spending too many points. I think I have like 8 points left for 2 mons. And I get one pretty good mod, I think. I pick up Lantern. Terra Lantern. Another electric immunity. Okay bulk. Slow pivot. Helps out against other water types, which, like a bulky water type, is really good into me. I think it'll struggle to beat everything. I think that's like the biggest pro of this team is like your water resist might be able to handle Kyogre, but can they handle Kyogre and Palafin and Samurott and Quaquaval? I think they're gonna get worn down. And then I'm hoping there's no water resist left, and then I just banded Jet Punch in the rain to clean up. That's the idea. We'll see how many weeks that actually ends up working. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with the Lantern pick. I think it'll be pretty strong. Scald. I have a lot of water types, but not a lot of Scald. I don't actually know if anybody gets Scald. Let's check. I don't think... I know Bundle doesn't get it. I wish he got it. Samurott? Nope. Toxapex definitely doesn't get it. I don't think Swampert gets it. Nope. I don't think Quaquaval gets it. Nope. It's my first Scald user. That's nice. I have no Wisp on the team because there's no Jellicent around in Paldex. Sucker Punch is funny. Probably never going to use it, but like having a Mon for Thunder Wave is also nice. Like a good Split F wall, especially with Amnesia. But yeah, this thing's pretty bulky. Should be fun to use. Then I had 2 points left. I only needed one more Pokemon. 9 points was the max. But none of the water types in 2 points felt better than a water point I found in 1 point. My 2-point options were like Dewpider, Wartortle, Seadra, but I wasn't really excited about using any of those. Instead, I found a Pokemon at 1 point that I think is better than all of those in Lumineon. It's my first Swift Swim user on a rain team, which is funny. I I just didn't like none of the Swift Swim users felt that interesting to me to use. There was like like Basque Legion or Barraskewda, but I just didn't find that fit the team very well. I thought I needed typings more than I needed Swift Swim. So Lumineon, Swift Swim, Encore, U-turn and flip turn. I think it gets Roost still or no? No, it lost Roost and it lost Defog. Okay. But I think it's still like for 1 point, it can do something, maybe. Water immunity, Swift Swim, physical or special, Terra Captain. Also, Lantern was a Terra Captain, I should mention that. Terra Captains for Lumineon, or for Lantern typings. I did Fairy and Steel again, just for dragon checks. And I did Ghost, just to have a spin blocker, if I wanted. I thought about doing Terra Ghost on Toxapex as well. But I thought Terra Grass would be better just because I needed ground resist. And helps against electric types too. Although Lantern also helps against electrics. And then Lumineon is my last Terra Captain, and I did Terra Water in case I wanted to try some offensive Swift Swim set. Probably not going to go very well. Then I did Terra Steel. No, I didn't. I saw someone else's. I did Terra Water, Fairy again, just because Fairy's a good type. Stab Alluring Voice is interesting. I did Terra Ground to help against electric types. We'll see if it ever shows up. And then I have one more point left over since I drafted a 1-pointer instead of a 2-pointer. And I saw another 1-pointer that I thought was better than all of the 2-point waters in Surskit. Sticky Webs, that's why I'm drafting this thing. I also have Swift Swim, so I can be like somewhat fast. I mean, I'm outspeeding Dragapult. We'll take it. This is not a Terra Captain because I can only have 3 Terra Captains, unfortunately. But yeah, this thing can set up webs, can baton pass out. What more can you ask for, really, from a 1-pointer? Doesn't hit very hard. Maybe like rain boosted moves might do enough damage. I don't know. Agility. No Quiver Dance on this guy, I don't think. No. Probably bad. Probably never going to show up. But if I think Webs has like a really good matchup, maybe it'll show up. Power Split's actually funny. That could nerf something. Didn't know it had that. Anything else cool? Solar Beam in the rain? Probably not. Rain Dance, I think like everything on my team gets that. Anyways, that's the team. 2 1-pointers on the end of it. There's 2 of them there. I think it's gonna be tricky. Glaring weaknesses, no ground resist outside of Surskit. Very weak to dragons. I don't have a dragon resist outside of Terrapex. And I'm probably facing a good dragon every single week. So Terrapex probably coming every single week. Maybe not, I don't know. Really excited to use Bundle. My team's a little slow outside of Bundle. I have 136 at Bundle and then some base 100s. And then Quaquaval and Ceaseless Edge guy at 85, and that's kind of it. And 91, I guess, on Lumineon. But yeah, it's a little slow. I think we'll work around it. I got Jet Punch on Palafin. Scarf Kyogre's pretty good, right? I've never played Ubers. I probably shouldn't have memed this hard on my first Ubers draft. But you know what? It'll be fun, right? I'm taking middleweight a little bit more seriously. I drafted the nice Sun team, if you didn't see the draft analysis for that. I don't think games start for another week or 2, so it'll be a while until you see that. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.